What is up, YouTube? That's here. We're back doing more Patreon team fixing for the VGC 2023 Series 2 meta. Today we're using another team that uses Garg. A lot of people are submitting Garg, but really cool stuff with Mouse Ape. We got a little bit of Klefki action here. This Klefki is going to be super fun to use. We're going to take a look at the official team submission post as I professional YouTuber my way over here. This is the official team submission post. If you guys have a team you want me to take a look at and fix and make a video on, we're open all month. Even the $2 tier, you guys can send me your teams, be as specific as possible with your write-up, and I'll do my absolute best to fix them, polish them up, and make them the best teams they can possibly be moving forward. This team was submitted by Christopher, and it's a really cool team. I think I love how in-depth they were, right? I really love how in-depth they were. They really wanted to enable the Annihilate with a Hydreigon through the use of like Klefki and some other redirection and stuff like that. The only issue with their team is they did not include EVs. They probably exported to open team sheet, and so they didn't submit this team with EVs. Now, I think what I'm going to do is just play the team without knowing the EV spreads at all, because I do think that the team is actually really solid on paper, and it's completely usable as it is. And then what I'm going to do is show you guys, after I play a few games on ladder, in like official ranked ladder with this team, what the EVs I would make for these teams are. So you're going to get to see a little bit of my thought process behind how I like to build EV spreads from scratch. If that's something you guys want to see more of, let me know. And hopefully, if Chris is watching this, they don't think that I'm just butchering all their EV spreads. I would just be making the mons the way that I think they should be played. And then after we fix the team, we're going to play a few games on Showdown with it. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, think about leaving a like on the video, think about dropping a sub, and wish me luck as we hop into some ranked games. I think this team, like I said, is going to be an absolute blast. I think the Klefki brings a lot of value to the table. Klefki's so slept on. Has an 80 base special attack. That Dazzling Gleam I know is going to chunk. And Misty Terrain is going to be really fun to use as well. So wish me luck. Here we go. The Armarouge and a little bit of Kingambit, Torkoal, Hanarine, Annihilate. How do we want to deal with that? Garg is really good against that if I bring Garg in the back. I think like Klefki... You don't want to go Klefki Garg, do you? That's like not even bad. What's our Garg's Terra? Is it Ghost or Poison? It's Ghost. That's a good Terra here. So yeah, Klefki Garg is actually really smooth into that. With like Loki, I think the Annihilate could be very good here. Hydreigon's also like not bad here, especially with that Steel Terra if you can avoid the Torkoal. So something like that could be very good. We could just use Goldango and wait out the TR and just come out and melt things if we wanted to. I think you can definitely bring Annihilate, but I don't see what the Mousehold set is. Population Bomb, Beat Up, Follow Me, Protect. If we're gonna bring the mouse, if we're gonna bring the ape, we might as well bring the mouse. We've been featuring a lot of Hydreigon lately. We might as well use something a little bit different. All right, let's see how we do here. I think we got shots here. I think this is a pretty good matchup. I think Indeedee Armarouge is like super reliant on being able to go for like big expanding forces, and if you can kind of turn that off, you're gonna be in for a great situation. What we can actually do, we don't even have to Misty Terrain, which is an option. We can just Light Clay and like Wide Guard and be in a really good spot too. It forces Armor Cannon. And then we just Salt Cure up. So this first turn, I don't know if they're going to be even setting the Trick Room because we under speed, right? So let's see. They should still be following though. That's definitely something that's going to be happening. So I will take this opportunity to go for a Light Screen instead of like setting a Mystery Train because we don't necessarily have to. If you want to take this turn to just one-shot my Klefki through a Light Screen. It's our Terra, by the way. Ghost Terra, okay. And we'll go for the Salt Cure. We could technically Terastallize this Klefki to not let it get KO'd, but I still think we're fine. And again, if they want to take the time to not Trick Room, we just outspeed with something else. So, Terastallizing is happening. Who is it? Sarah Ledge, about to be popping off Grass Terra. Pretty standard. I wonder if they're going to be attacking with Sarah Ledge and Trick Room with Indeedee. If they do that, that lets themselves open up to being... Yeah, okay, that's a standard play. I was going to say, if they were to do that, that would make them take, like, big damage from the Salt Cure. Sorry. So, Light Screen's up. Let's see what they actually get done here. Salt Cure, we are... No, they're setting Trick Room. I was like, we're faster? Awesome. This should be fine still, I think. I think this is still really fine. There's the Trick Room. We actually didn't even lose anything. Wow. We don't need to Reflect here. Light Screen's really big. Dazzling's not worth that much. I think we could Misty Terrain here and low-key switch in... Because there's no reason... They're just going to follow me, right? So there's no reason to do anything with Garg. We just switch in Annihilate. And then have Annihilate start, like, setting up. Cool. Yeah, I think this is a fine play. I wonder if Armor Cannon even breaks the Klefki. Like, it totally will, but, like, I don't know the EVs on these mods. They weren't submitted. So I have no idea. Helping Hand, Armor Cannon definitely will. I wonder if I'm going to go for Expanding Force. Because Misty Terrain is now up, which takes away the Psychic Drain. Annihilate still might die from this. I'm not going to lie. It still might take a lot of damage here. Psychic. I can't believe that we're just going to let that happen. Ow. Yeah, that's definitely gone. Good play from our opponent. Can't believe they did that, by the way. That's nuts. Nuts. We could have just got up our Salt Cure. They would not have taken out the Garg in that turn. Because, like, we had a screen, right? That's probably going to be game. I can't believe they did that. That was so risky. That doesn't break Garg at all. Like, if they think they can break Garg with this, let's try it again. But, like, let's see what happens. There's no real reason to reflect, I don't think. Like, they do have physical threats, but, like, I don't think we necessarily have to. I think we can actually just click the Degleam. And we could just protect here. They might switch out Indeedee, so I will go for a Salt Cure into that Armor Rouge slot. I think they might switch out the Indeedee. You want to regain the terrain. Helping Hand. Okay, cool. They're just going deep. They're going deep right now. Let's see how much damage they even do. Because we're slower than them too. Next turn we can just recover out. It's good damage. Are they hitting Klefki? No, they're hitting Garg. Light screen's up though. Yeah, it's good damage, but it's not like broken amazing damage, and neither is Klefki out here. But I think this is fine. We might want to set that reflect in the back. Now that I think about it, just to be able to grind out the King Gambit just a little bit better. It's not like we actually need anything from this Dazzling Gleam. What are our Trick Room turns like? Two Trick Room turns. Okay. I don't want Mouse to come and have to eat that. We'll go for the Reflect. No, there's no reason to Reflect right now. You just go Dazzling Gleam, just get the extra little chip, and just go for a recover. Gotta PP max those recovers. Oh man, that's so important on Garg. There's the Follow Me. Cool, cool. Yeah, they let that get away for too long. I wonder if they're gonna go Armor Cannon here. Or if they just want to Psychic again, thinking they'll get the KO. Wonder if it's Heat Wave. Yeah, Heat Wave doesn't even break Klefki. It has to hit too. Crits don't do it. Oh, a crit would have done it, but you know they didn't get one. Yeah, so we can actually just click Wide Guard next turn, and we get to go. Wide Guard Degleam should be able to get the grind. And let's actually look at this. We don't even need to Degleam next turn. We can just click Wide Guard and just put up a Reflect this turn. Or do we even want to do that? It's a good question. I think that it's worth Degleaming to underspeed the Armor Rouge and just get it off the board. Yeah, I'm going to actually Degleam, and I'm going to Salt Cure this slot. I think it's just a little bit more proactive in case any switches want to happen. Follow me. So this is going to make my Garg's attack go into Indeedee, which I think KOs, which means we deal single target damage to Armor Rouge, which means we just get both off the board. And this is also just extending the amount of time that I would have a Reflect up. There's no reason to have to waste turns on a Reflect yet. And I don't want to take any sort of like crit, psychic, shenanigans. Heat Wave, he actually do underspeed. I didn't know they undersped. I should have Reflected then. I wonder if we were speed tying. Because I don't know our EVs! I don't know our EVs on the Klefki! That sucks. I should have got the Reflect out. That's my fault. 100% my fault. Oh well, I could have Wide Guarded. I could have went so many different things. My fault. I could have swore that Klefki went before Armor Rouge last time. Armor Rouge isn't even gone yet. That sucks. That's really bad. So, I don't know if we can actually win now, because we actually needed that Reflect to let our Garg break the King Gambit and the Annihilate in the back. It's very, very not good. We'll see what we got, though. We have, on this mouse, I want to see our moveset. Pop Bomb, Beat Up, Follow Me, Protect. So we might have to... Ooh, it's Torkoal. That's weird. Huh. Surprised to see the Torkoal here, actually. Very surprised to see the Torkoal here. This is Trick Room gone, but I don't know how much like that really matters. I think we can probably get away with like they're going to Heat Wave, right? So we just protect this turn because we have to, right? If you want to Trick Room, that's fine. And we'll just set a Salt Cure up against a Torkoal. Just chill. Yeah. I'd like to be able to attack and go for a big Pop-Bomb into the Torkoal, but it's fine. Yeah, they're Trick Rooming again, and that's okay. I don't think we need the speed here. Earth Power's big damage. Potential special D-Drop would suck. Awesome. So Trick Room's back up. We have Friend Guard, so we just want to elongate the amount of time this mouse holds on the board. That Torkoal's going to start chipping out very quick. We got lefties taken. It's going to be a Garg late game. I wonder what the last Mon is. I don't want to see King Gambit. I also don't really want to see Annihilate, if I'm being completely honest. So we'll see. There are still situations where we could... Oh, Mousehold has normal Terra. I don't know how I feel about that on this team. Ghost would have been really good to be able to redirect fighting attacks. It's alright. Torkoal will be grinded out eventually. And the question is this King Gambit? Or is it Annihilate? Oh, it's Hat! Okay. That's very different. You might as well just go Pop Bomb into that slot. And we don't actually need like Earth Power or do anything weird. I think we could Wide Guard here. And we don't need to Salt Cure it yet. Because like I think you Wide Guard here to stop like D-Gleam plus Eruption / Heat Wave. Yes, you might be Earth Powering the Garg, but I haven't shown Wide Guard yet. And you should be thinking you can go with D-Gleam. Flamethrower, oh, the single target's such good play. We're not KO'd yet. Show me D-Gleam. Yes! Oh, it's so good. All we gotta do is hit this Wide Lens Pop Bomb. I missed one in the last video. It was like 2 videos ago. Pop Bomb, let's go. 1. And just getting enough damage is like, because like what we can do next turn is just go Redirection. Or even Protect and then next turn Redirect and kind of just wait out all these guys. We have the dot ticking on the Torkoal. Be cool if we got this KO here. Almost. It's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. Get a Leftovers tick. That was a savage Wide Guard. They're probably thinking like, why haven't you used Wide Guard? You've been on the board for like 3 turns against like an AoE spamming Armorage. And I'm like, I know, right? I'm so bad. Should have just done it. Alright, so we Protect here. Elongate the usefulness of Friend Guard. And just go for Salt Cure into the hat. They can go for a double Protect. They should be under-speeding us, but you never really know. Garg's a slow guy. Garg's 35? Yeah, it's 35. So if that has any IVs, we underspeed, but I assume there's 0. Flamethrower, yep. Blocked. And Psychic. So they're going for crits. Survey says. Ugh, not even anything, bro. Friend Guard is busted. And they take the orb damage. They take big orb damage. We didn't know they were orbed. We actually would have just ignored them. And we would have just recovered that turn. But we take those. And we should be able to grind out this Torkoal too. Salt Cure is pretty busted. We actually just picked up a KO with Salt Cure, the damaging move. It's one of the only rock physical moves that has 100% accuracy. There's only a couple more. There's like a Cell Rock and maybe like 1 or 2 other moves. But we got the big Salt Cure. Widescreen finally wears off. The value that Klefki left early stayed this whole time. We might as well try the double Protect. Like there's nothing wrong with trying it. And at this point, we don't necessarily even need to do anything with Garg, I don't think. 2 turns left on TR. You might as well just go for... They're going to go for an attack in the Mousehold, right? So you don't need to recover right now, so you might as well just go for a Salt Cure. Just extra free damage. Double Protect? I mean, there's 4 of you guys, 3 of you guys. How can... Not any of you guys else had to Protect? It's fine. Oh, they actually nuked that slot. Okay. They thought we were going to follow me. No, we just get to elongate the amount of time that Friend Guard's on the board. And so, like, there's one more turn of Trick Room. Even if they, like, crit our Garg through our Friend Guard, through all that stuff, got the KO... We would just protect this next turn, wait out their last turn of Trick Room, and we would win. You know, so it's free wins. At this point, I think we're absolutely fine. You just go for an actual Protect now, and an actual Protect over here. And if for some reason they have, like, Rest, I think we're still okay. I think we're still going to be fine. And we're going to take those wins. So Garg protects. They're not running. Maybe they got the Rest. Maybe they got the Rest. There we go. Survey says, Rest Torkoal, dude, show it to me. Show it to me. Nah. That's too deep, man. Ain't no one else gonna be using Rest Torkoal out here. So we'll take those wins. Sunlight fades, just like the remainder of that Torkoal Salt. Man, I cannot believe Salt Cure doesn't go away. I feel like it should go away, but it doesn't. It doesn't ever go away. It stays forever. It's incredibly broken, and Garg is just a machine if you pair it with Klefki. I misplayed. It's hard to play without like knowing the EVs on this team. I will say that, but I misplayed and we still got that win. That shows just how strong this team is against hard trick rooms. Serena, I have not seen one of those in a hot minute. I still think that like Klefki can be really good in this matchup, so I still will bring Klefki. Good physical and good special mounts on their side. Serena's weird though. I think Serena's really, really unique. Hydreigon's kind of good here though too. Now, alright, so we have to go Klefki, right? That has to happen. What about just like Klefki Ape? That's not that great, right? I think it might be. I'm gonna go Klefki Ape with Hydreigon in the back this time. And I'd like to go Garg here. So I think I will. Mouse is very weird. It has normal Terra and it has Friend Guard, which means like Pop Bomb kind of clashes. It doesn't have the safety goggles that I would like to see on it. So it's a little bit of a weird set, and I don't really think it's going to help us in the late game. I know it can be used to power up 8, but I think like the way this mouse is being set up, it doesn't do a good enough job of supporting the remainder of the team. And yes, while it can support Ape, it doesn't really support well enough versus like AoE attacks. Things like, you know, Dazzling Gleams, things like Earthquakes, stuff like that. So I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling this one. So Mouse is going to have to sit at home. And let's see what we can get done here. Murkrow, great test. So EQ on the board, potential taunts on the board. We can go for... Oh, if they have a taunt, that's bad. Is that booster? Okay, okay. Huh, weird one. Because they can just go hard into the Ape here first turn. They can go super hard into Ape. Dude, what if I just went like Ghost Terra D-Gleam? That'd be sick. I'm going to go for the Reflect. And we're going to pivot in Hydreigon. No, I don't like that. Actually, I do like that. And then next turn we'll pivot in Ape. Depending on how much damage Earthquake does. And then we basically just want to have a board that has 2 threats once our screens are up safely. That's kind of the idea. Klefki's going to be probably sacking itself this game. Tailwind's absolutely fine. This player is also going to potentially waste turns on their Tailwind. And then we might even be able to get up our own Tailwind on top of it. So show me that EQ. Headlong Rush. Wow. Cool. Klefki holds. Klefki holding out here. All right, I'm going to go for a D-Gleam because we can. And we don't have Protect on here, which is really hard to play with. But we can just switch back out to the Ape because you're going to go for a Fighting Attack move. And then once we break that Sash, we'll be able to like better deal with the Great Tusk, I think. Taunt, there it is. Yeah, that's another reason why we did that. They had their 1 turn to taunt last turn. There's no reason why they shouldn't taunt it. They already had speed control in that first matchup. So they go for close combat, blocked. Oh my gosh, it's almost like we play the game. And we actually clicked the good move this turn. Dazzling would actually deal good damage versus Great Tusk. That's amazing damage versus Great Tusk. Wow. And so in this situation, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when I Klefki you? Dude, I'm gonna do it. Let's go. I've woken up and chosen so much violence today. They have Taunt. I can Protect here. That was probably wrong. I'm gonna take the... Oh, the pivot! Dude, they're scared of Klefki, bro! Dude, I'd be scared of Klefki too. I'd be scared of Klefki too, man. Are they gonna Brave Bird me? We're gonna find out. We have a great match versus it in the back, though. I don't know if they OHKO us with, like, Headlong Rush. Maybe they don't have EQ. They probably do have EQ, but, like, they just didn't use it, you know? Alright, Boo Boo Keys on deck. Let's see what you got. Foul play, okay. Oh, Klefki! Super effective. Dude, that guy hates Klefki. Alright, so that's going to put it within range of D-Gleam. So Murkrow's down. They're running out of Tailwind turns, which is really, really nice. Serena takes some chip. Like, this is a win for me. Like, what are you going to do now? What does Serena even do here? They're like, why don't you just use your priority moves, bro? And I'm like, I can't. Sarrowledge. Okay. Hydreigon's great versus this. We can't Reflect right now. We're still taunted for 1 turn. We have a Reflect up. I think you can pivot like double pivot, I think you go Hydreigon on the right and Garg on the left. And I don't think there's a problem with double pivoting here. Actually, we don't need to do that. I think you want to get Hydreigon on the board, so Hydreigon can go on the right then. No, I think there's arguments to put Garg there. Especially if you're going to be able to bring that Tusk in a minute. And then we're just going to go for a Bulk Up. Now that Mirko's gone, I don't have to care. I can just, you can't haze me, so I can do whatever I want. You could go for a Shadow Sneak into my Annihilate, but it's just going to make me stronger. And we can trade Bulk Ups, but that's fine too, you know. Terastallize something. What do we Terastallize into? Steel? Cool. That's another reason why you don't just want to take that turn. You're like, you could have Rage Fisted it! And it's like, no, you never overcommit into Sarah Ledge until you see what they're working with. So now I got my Bulk Up off, now I can go for a massive Drain Punch into it. Like, this Shadow Claw does a lot in that slot, but we have the ability. That's a crit Shadow Claw. And they could totally think about going into our Annihilate eventually, but like, I think we're fine. Ugh, that's a lot of damage though. I wish that would have activated my berry. Bulk Up's good here. Let's think about how I need to be playing this. We still have a Reflect up. Crit Shadow Claw would KO me through that. Let's see exactly what we need to do here. It's going to be hard. Shadow Claw would take us out. We should be outspeeding. I have no clue what the EVs are on this Annihilate at all. So I'm going to Salt Cure the Serena. No, I'm going to double into Sarah Ledge. Right? Yeah, I think you double into the Sarah Ledge. If you want to protect and go for like another player for Serena, it's a good play from you. Yeah, you're going for the crit. They do not get it. Citrus activates. And we should be able to eat this play rough and get the KO, or at the very least get it low before Salt Cure gets the KO. So good stuff from us. That was the right play. Drop kick. Oh my goodness. Oh, dude, we hold. Garg holds. Dude, whatever EV spread you're using, you're critting through my Reflect. I want whatever EV spread you came with. That sucks though, man. We keep getting crits, but we full heal basically with our Annihilate, which is just amazing. And Garg gets to put a Salt Cure up on the Serena, which means next we can go for a double protect into like a wide guard KO something and just chef's kiss this one out. Cool stuff. And let's see if your Cover Cloak. I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like a decent item for Serena. Salt Cured. And let's see what they got. Yeah, they're not Cover Cloak. I wonder what item there. Maybe Wide Lens, maybe? I could see Wide Lens. Maybe Best. But remember, the Klefki's still in the back, man. The Klefki's still there, just waiting to see that Grey Tusk. I mean, who would have ever thought that like Klefki Garg was like so good? Not me. That wouldn't have been on my bingo list. Let's see. No reason to Salt Cure there. No reason to really recover. I don't think they have EQ. I'm going to double protect. And the reason being is if they do have EQ, they're going to have to do something with their Serena. And I don't think there's a reason why you wouldn't double protect here. It wastes the turn off my Reflect, which is the only reason why I can think you wouldn't want to do it. I don't think anything's going to sub. Serena wouldn't because it's Salt Cured. And I don't think they have sub on their Grey Tusk. Headlong Rush, cool. So they're not showing EQ, which means we don't even need to Wide Guard. They really don't like Annihilate. Are they nuking Annihilate or spreading the damage? Okay, so we can just save Garg realistically, because we can just switch in Hydreigon there. You might as well just save the Garg, you know what I mean? Like, you might as well. If the Grey Tusk doesn't have any AoE moves, right, you might as well just save it and create situations where they have to trade, like, really, really cost ineffectively. So Hydreigon gets them for free. And, dude, I can just eat this damage. Let's go. This guy homie wants to play out here. Let's see it. So even if you want to go for like a big attack into my Garg slot and like mix it up and go for like a player up into the Annihilate, this is still fine. Knockoff? Okay, cool. We already got our item knocked off. They crit us again through another Reflect. And they don't crit with that one. They've only crit like 5 out of the 6 times. Attack drop. You mean Defiant. You mean wins up forever. That's karma right there. That's what you get for critting me. Karma. Oh my goodness. Yo, this team slaps. This team's really, really good. I wonder what the submitted EVs were. I really wonder what they were, because I wonder if I can even fix them. Like, I guess I could technically check, but at this point, like, because I can go in, like, into my Pokemon menu and check everything like that, but I think at this point, I kind of just want to see what they give me, you know? Just go for a Drain Punch. No reason to do anything weird. You can't even get out. This is Serena, so we're fine. I just want to see that play. They're really contemplating their life choices right now. They're like, what even is this, bro? We take those wins. And what we're going to do now is going to go take a look at all of this minute stuff. And unlike normal, where we would fix EVs, we're going to build completely new EV spreads based off how I think the team should be piloted. So hopefully they help. All right, so the team played great. I really, really liked what the Garg brought to the table. Like, it's just a standard Ghost Garg. Really, really good stuff. I was surprised by how well Klefki actually made this Pokemon shine. It made it, like, kind of fun to play, and I feel it made, like, Annihilate fun to play, made Hydreigon fun to play. Like, Klefki was actually really, really saucy, and we didn't get to use Goldango or Mousehold as much as I would have liked, but I do completely see why they're on the team. Hopefully, by changing some of these EVs and maybe cleaning up some of the movesets, we can actually flesh out a bigger role for them moving forward. So what we're going to do right now is professional YouTuber, go into this mode right here. You know what, I'm gonna give myself a bigger webcam too because I'm so vain. Look at that. Bam. All right, so we're gonna take a look at all of the sets. This team was submitted without EVs. I think they submitted like a on the official team submission post. I think they submitted it with like a open team sheet Poke Paste export, not like the regular one. But I love how in-depth they were in talking about the roles and what like each one of these monsters are for. Like Hydreigon breaks Dozo, Garg is self-explanatory, they said. And now like bulk up set with Friend Guard, Screen Swim, Klefki, and it can bulk up more than usual. I like how in-depth they were, and so it's a very, very good write-up. Thank you so much for doing it. It really helped me when understanding how to play the team or even hopping into any games. But getting into this, let's talk about some of these EVs. I want to start off by looking at Mousehold. And I think Mousehold's a really good mon, but I think if you're going to be using Mousehold, you have to put a safety goggles on it. And the reason you have to go safety goggles is so you can redirect spores from Amoonguss, and you're allowed to go for beat-ups through Rage Powders and stuff like that, so you can still actually hit your Annihilate. So if you're going to be playing Mousehold, I feel you really got to go for safety goggles on this thing. I also would say that I like the normal Terra, because we're finding ourselves, sorry, normal Terra, Ghost Terra. We're finding ourselves in situations where we have like Hydreigon and Garg, where we're big weakness against big fighting mons, and we need to be able to redirect those fighting moves into a mon and not lose a mon. In those late game situations where losing one mon can twist the tables of the game, it's really, really important to just be able to redirect in that one turn really, really importantly. Like, same reason why like Klefki has Ghost Terra and stuff like that too. Also avoiding like turn 1 fake outs, super, super important. I do think also that Pop Bomb would be cool on a Technician set, but we don't necessarily, we're not running a Technician set, we're running Friend Guard. So I think you can safely cut this for something like Super Fang. I think Super Fang is going to be very, very good here, especially if we pair it with like Goldango. It's going to be pretty good, and a lot of people here would want to go like something like Feint. Some people like to go Taunt or Encore. Protect's great. I think you're doing a good job. Having Protect in your Follow Me mons, especially your Friend Guard mons, to elongate the presence of Friend Guard on the board, really, really smart stuff, so I like that a lot. As for the Garg, standard Garg set. I love Ghost Garg. People that want to say Poison Garg's good, you're just adding a Psychic weakness. You still got that ground weakness. You lose your fighting weakness, but at what cost? Your Terra, that's what it is. I think that Ghost Garg's good and you should keep it. Goldango Flying Terra, it's okay. You don't have any Earthquake Mon, so like you're just doing this to lose your ground weakness. You can go into like a Grass Terra. You can go into like 3 or 4 different Terras to do that. Or what I would say for this team, is kind of what this team needs, is a big double dip damage dealer. I would just go Steel. I would double dip my Steel to give me those slight matchups where I just delete something in the back. So really, really good stuff. I would also potentially change this Thunderbolt out for something like Power Gem. I'm a big fan of Power Gem on this, just to be able to hit things like Arcanine and Talonflame. Thunderbolt's cool, but in reality, against like, you know, Pelipper's, a lot of the water types you're going to be hitting with things like Power Gem anyways, is what I'm trying to say. So Power Gem is going to be a little bit better in my opinion. Annihilate, good set. Exactly what you want to see on Annihilate. We're already using our leftovers on the Garg, so you don't need to do anything different than Annihilate. We have the Fire Terra to block Will-O-Wisps and other like AoE Dazzling Gleams, so good stuff. Can't really say I have a problem with that. The Hydreigon set though, you need Draco, you need Focus Energy. I feel like this Hydreigon set is doing too much, and when I initially looked at the code that you sent on Patreon, I was like, there's no speed control here, this team's bad. But you do have speed control on Tailwind, but like, how are you ever going to be able to realistically go like Tailwind and then Focus Energy and then do stuff? You'd have to do it in like Mousehold or get some 6 screen sets. So it's possible we can keep it for now, but if there was a mon that was still the weak link on the team, it's this one. you might want to put a different Tailwind setter. That's all I would say. But it does work. It does work. It just makes the team feel like it has to do a lot. But you saw in that last game, it made an amazing defensive pivot. So really, really cool stuff there. Klefki, what can I say? This Pokemon's cracked. You have the Misty Terrain to be able to stop, Psy Spam. You have Life Screen Reflex. That Dazzling going to be chunks. I love this thing. I love the Ghost Terror. You're doing everything right. Let's start taking a look at some EVs for these things. So because we have Tailwind, it's worth it to look at +2 calcs. And another thing is when you're doing these teams, you want to submit them. Be sure to submit their levels at level 100. Sorry, not 100. At level 50, EVs are different at the 2 levels. But Klefki, for example, you want to be faster than some mons. It's actually important to be faster than some mons. You can degloom at the right speed tier, and you can outspeed the right things that have weaknesses to you at +1 or +2. We don't have any ways to get +1 with this team, so taking a look at +2 calcs, Dragapult is one Pokemon that we want to speed. Dragapult gets to a 213 speed. We're going to put it here on this side to show you. Always use your damage calculator. How many of you guys, question of the day, how many of you guys actually use a damage calculator? It's really, really important, even if it's just to know what speed tiers are. It's really, really important to use damage calculators. And if you've never used one, they look really intimidating, but they're not really intimidating. It's just numbers. It's just math. A full speed Dragapult, if we make it like a jolly or timid nature, is going to end up at 213 at level 50. So we just need to outspeed that at, we just need to get half that number to be able to be +2 in Tailwind. So that's going to look something like 107. So that's going to be something like 92 points. And you may think that this isn't really worth it, and if you think that's not worth it, that's absolutely fine. If you don't ever have this on the board with Hydreigon getting up Tailwind, maybe you don't want to use this, but this is what I would do on my Klefki. I think the Klefki has a good enough speed, and you saw that I was like chunking things with degloom. Like, we use that degloom quite a bit. It has an 80 base special attack. It's like not weak, so you might as well do it. I think that it's worth investing this to be able to potentially outspeed stuff, and it's just a good number. You can also just max this HP stat. It's such a low base that it's, I think, worth it to max the HP stat here. And then from there, you want to think, am I going to be eating more physical attacks or more special attacks? I would say this Klefki is probably going to be eating more special attacks. And so that combined with the light screen, you could do something where you put like, 86 in like each stat. But realistically, I would go heavy into picking one that we're going to mitigate, put our nature in there and be fine. So something like a 156 on the special side. This lets us just eat a lot more special attacks because our resistances are going to be more towards the special side, resisting things like psychic attacks, things like ice attacks, things like fairy and steel, no, not steel, but fairy attacks as well. See how those are all special things that we're potentially weak against? It's going to give us a better matchup for that stuff, mitigating that stuff on the special side. And then the last little thing, instead of putting like those 8 points into Special D and getting 1 Special D point out of it, you can cut that up into 2 sets of 4 because the first 4 points matter, and after that, it's every 8. So the first 4 matter, and then it would go like 4, 12, 20, 28, 36, you get the idea. So cut that up into a 4-4 here, and you're just going to be making yourself hit just a little bit harder and take just a little bit of defense. And last but not least, just make yourself a calm nature. So this is how I would run the Klefki. I'm curious to know your actual EVs, and if you're watching this video, the person that submitted the team, let me know what the EVs are so we can actually see if we are on the right track. Hydreigon. Again, we only really need to care about the +2 calcs in my personal opinion, but Hydreigon needs to be a little bit faster. It doesn't just need to outspeed Pull. I would say this thing should outspeed something like an Iron Bundle. So we're going to go back to this calc over here. We're going to go Iron Bundle, see what that thing looks like, and see if we can actually catch it at its relatively different speed tier. So a full speed bundle is also by proxy going to be outspeeding everything slower than that. So everything slower than that would be like things like Talonflame, Fluttermane, Jolteon, all those other mons that are just lower than it. So 206 is the number that bundle gets to, and it gets to a 309 with a booster energy. Hydreigon, we're going to plug it on this side. Plugging in the Hydreigon, be sure to set it to level 50. Hydreigon, with our Tailwind active, can get to, let's see the max that we can actually get to if we were to go Timid. I'm curious. I'm curious if we can even catch the big bundle. All right, so a Timid Hydreigon can catch the bundle, but you can see we don't need that much speed. We can actually take a lot of these points out, and so I would take a bunch of them out and put them in bulk. So you can take you can go 180 is going to outspeed bundle by 1 point if we get our Tailwind up. And if we don't get our Tailwind up, well, then you just hit the bundle, right? So 180 with nature is going to be good. 180 is what I would do there. Make sure that's the right number. So 141. And you can always check that by taking out 1 just to make sure. Yep. All right, 180. Perfect. And so the rest of the points, I'd put full special attack investment on this guy. And then you just cut up the rest of the points in between HP. So I'd go with like a 468. That's how I would run this thing if I was going to be the one using this Hydreigon. But you can also take some points out of special attack. You can take some points out of speed. This thing doesn't have like the highest base speed, so it's not like you're going to be able to outspeed base 100s anyways. So I think just outspeeding things when you have your Tailwind calcs up is going to be good enough. And this Pokemon is fast enough. If we were to compare this Hydreigon at 98 base speed to something like, we have Hydreigon on the right? So we get to, normally we're at 155 is our base speed, or our actual speed. Let's compare it to like Great Tusk, a Pokemon that we have a super effective move again, or not super effective. We can check Great Tusk. So Great Tusk is a fighting ground type, so we can hit that thing with Draco pretty hard. So a Great Tusk with full investment would look something like, not level 0 now. It gets to 139, like an adamant one, and we're 155. And if they were to go Jolly, they get to 152, which we still outspeed. So we're still outspeeding something that we definitely do want to check. So it just shows that like you could use like a 2v2 spread, or you could do something like this and make it just a bit more optimal, a little bit bulkier, and just a little bit better. Annihilape. I think Annihilape's a very, very good Pokemon, and we don't need to be as fast as Hydreigon, but we need to be probably a little bit faster than Klefki. Good thing is we're already a little bit faster than Klefki, so you don't technically need that many points. I usually like to put about 12 points in my Annihilapes to outspeed people that want to go like 282, 252, 4. I like putting this much. This also doubles into a really good speed stat as well. And then from there, I like to go like heavy HP Spadef. I would max out the Spadef first since it's a lower number than your HP. You don't want to get diminishing returns on your HP as well. I still think that you can get away with going Adamant Nature if you wanted to, because it's a bigger boost to a bigger number. But for this team, I would go with Spadef because you want to mitigate that damage, and I would go something like a 236. And note that we're still getting diminishing returns on that HP to defense, but I think that's fine because we're using bulk up at screens to mitigate it. We get diminishing returns when our defenses, be that defense or special defense, are doubled by what our max HP stat is. So it's not as cost effective to mitigate points to the defensive side by making the CV spread, but we're mitigating a ton of points to the special side, like all of it. Like we don't even take special damage with this set. This is how I would use this Pokemon, and I really have found that I like the careful nature on the Annihilape a lot better. I know a lot of people like to go faster ape. I feel like with this team we have very limited speed control, right? So because we don't have that much speed control, going fast, investing like tons of points in offense with speed, I feel it just kind of falls flat because we don't really even have any other dive buddies with this team. Goldango's a mid-range speedmon, Garg's slow, Klefki's slow, Hydreigon's not that fast, so it's not like we have any other mons that take out their fast things so our Annihilape can KO their min speedmon or their middle of the pack speedmon. I feel like we just want to kind of soak the damage and reply back hard with the Annihilape, and this makes us have the most bulk that we possibly can. So this is the set that I would use if I were to use Annihilape, and hopefully it's similar to what you use. Let's take a look at Goldango. I like the Life Orb set. I think for Goldango, though, you need to have a good amount of speed. You need to have a good amount of speed on Goldango just because it needs to outspeed things. Like, it needs to outspeed a lot of things. So let's take a look at some things that Goldango needs to outspeed. Obviously, you need to outspeed Dragapult in Tailwind. We can do that. You need to outspeed Fluttermane in Tailwind by outspeeding Dragapult in Tailwind by having 107, which right now I think we have like 104. Realistically, you only need to get this much to outspeed Dragapult in Tailwind. If you can get your Tailwind up, you can outspeed Dragapult and everything slower than it. But then let's talk about some mons at like a +1 speed stat that we want to outspeed with the Goldango. So something like a Choice Scarf mon. What are some common Choice Scarf mons? That's going to be things like Garchomp and things like Garchomp, really. It's really just Garchomp. And Sandy Shocks with booster energy to speed. And so by proxy outspeeding Sandy Shocks, you'd outspeed Garchomp. So let's plug in a Garchomp into the damage calculator. Alright, so Garchomp right here. And so Garchomp's going to get to a speed stat if we plug it into like a 252 Jolly Chomp and give it a +1 from its Scarf. It goes to 253. So we need to outspeed that with Goldango, which is a lot faster than Pult. And so outspeeding these mons when they have the advantage, when they have the +1 from like a booster energy or a Scarf or something like that, it's going to be pretty important. These are going to be the slight changes in like submitting these teams for Patreon that you wouldn't really know or get unless like someone told you. You wouldn't know that you have to outspeed mons at +1 when they have the advantage. And it's the fact that they have the advantage that they think they're still in a good spot because they're expecting you to have that 20-point investment. So for a Goldango, we want to calc ourselves at +2 from a Tailwind. And know that we're not even close there yet, but we can be. Something like maybe a 228 is a lot. Way overkill. So 254 right there. So 180 right there. Gives us right there 180. Gonna let us outspeed most mons in the game. You might even want to go just a little bit faster. What do we get by going just a little bit faster? Let's see what it would allow us to outspeed. So we'd be outspeeding Chomp, which is a 102. Is there anything that's just slightly faster than Chomp that we still need to outspeed? Iron Leaves isn't in the format. It's 104. Zoroark's not common. Pawmot, you don't really need to outspeed Pawmot. So I think we're fine. You don't really need to outspeed anything until you get up here, and you can't really catch these things at +1, I don't think. So, I mean, you might be able to. A 110 would look something like 267. And 236 would catch that if you wanted to outspeed like a full speed, timid, what is it, Iron Moth. It's definitely worth doing, but at that point, you might as well be a 252 set, right? So I think the 180 and give yourselves a lot of bulk is going to be a better idea because, again, this team doesn't have that much speed control. We don't want to 100% rely on Tailwind. We want to be able to soak damage as well. And this also allows us the luxury of going with a 252 Modest. And from there, you see we have a lot of extra points, and the last thing we're going to do is make ourselves take less damage from Life Orb. It takes 10% of our health every single time we attack. And so if we can end our HP stat with a 9, we're going to take 1 less hit point every single time the Goldango attacks. So let's see. We have 76 points. We're not going to use all that. We're going to drop this down right there, and we have these extra points. 52 is all we're going to use here, and then Goldango's going to be eating mostly special attacks as well. It's going to be switching in on ice attacks, on fairy attacks, on steel attacks, stuff like that. So we would just go 20 and 4, which is the more optimal way of using this. So this is the Goldango set I would use. It's a little bit bulky, it's a little bit fast. It does require Tailwind to be used correctly, but even if you don't, you're going to outspeed most mons with this thing, and that's kind of all you would really need with Goldango. As for the Garg, I'm not going to lie, I haven't really done a lot of stuff with Garg, but I know for a fact if I were to use Garg, I would have 12 points in here just to make sure we outspeed other Gargs. I'd have full HP, and then whatever your Garg set is, you've probably done more work with Garg than I have. I would probably just split it a little bit. I don't think you need to go heavy to defense. I think just putting your nature in there is mostly going to be enough, and then I would probably go with like a 236 4-4. That's how I would probably play this thing. Just because your defense is going to do, your nature is going to do most of the work on your defense. You're heavy Spadef, and you just want to put those last 4 up and have it so you can outspeed other Gargs with your Garg, just to be able to potentially win the Garg mirror match. Being able to outspeed other Gargs to go for that recover when you feel like it is going to be the key to win the matchup, in my opinion. And for Mousehold, we got Super Fan, we got Beat Up, Follow Me, Protect. Very, very one-dimensional set. There's nothing really wrong with it. But for a support Mousehold like this, you want to be 252 speed, or sorry, 252 HP for sure. I would actually say make yourself a attack reducing nature, so you do less damage to your Annihilate with the Beat Up. And then the thing you want to take a look at is you don't actually need to be like super fast. You just need to be faster than the Mons that you're going to be hitting for before Super Fang with, right? So all you really need to do is make sure you're faster than like your Goldango. It'd be nice to be faster than Hydreigon, so we will, right? It's not going to be that much investment. You can go heavy in bulk. So let's see. 255 is, or 155 is what Hydreigon is. Let's see how much points we actually need to outspeed that guy, and we can actually go nature in that slot too. So we can actually drop a lot of this out. So 84 is going to be where we outspeed there. And again, special attacks are really, really big right now. If you take a look at like the best mons in the meta, it's a lot of spread attacks, a lot of special attacks. I think you can realistically get away with like 168. No, it's 164 is the number right there. And then I have 8 extra points. I don't really know what I want to do with them. You know, I don't want to put points in attack. I don't want to. I don't want to make a stake anything from beat up. So like realistically, you would just go with like a 172. And so I would make ourselves like this. I'd go heavy into this bulk. I would go like super heavy into it and just leave our defense stat high and dry because I don't think we really need to care that much about physical attacks. Like, what are we really weak against on the physical side that we can't reflect away or bulk up away with Annihilate? Like, Mousehold can take a little bit of damage, but the Mousehold's not like the big physical mitigator that you need it to be. It should be mitigating a lot of special attacks, redirecting freeze dries, redirecting shadow balls, redirecting forcing your opponents to decoing, which means it has to take special damage like that too. So these are the changes I would make to the team. Hopefully you like them. See if the team validates. It does. So we're going to go play some games on Showdown and hopefully win some games with this new version of this team. Wish me luck. Here we go. All right, going up into a game, we have a little bit of Trick Room with like good stuff. We see the Bundle, we see the Fluttermane. I think this is a pretty good team for us to test against because they have a lot of the stuff we don't really want to fight. I do think we can probably get away with going Mousehold here because we can always redirect into that the Amoonguss now. We can even probably still lead Ape here. Something like Beat Up into Ape and just nuking something, and when you bring out Torkoal, we just go Fire Terra and mess it up. I think it's a really, really good play. I think we should bring Garg in the back, and I think Goldango is going to be amazing here. So the changes that we made to this team were beefing up the Mousehold and Goldango's addition to the team, in my opinion, or at least making the sets the way that I would want to play them. And lo and behold, I'm playing them now. So Fluttermane and Fargiraffe, really, really good lead here. I don't think there's a problem. Oh, we got a booster energy to special attack there. Note that we got the special D Goon Squad over here. We can actually leave that thing completely alone and just go for a beat up into our Annihilate. We're actually going to go for a Terrestrialized Fire just so we don't take huge damage from a Shadow Ball. And then from there, I think we can just get the Flutter Mane off the board. Unless they go normal Terra. Helping Hand. Dude, they woke up and chose violence. So much violence was chosen today. And we just take those wins, bro. Dude, I wish they had a special attack drop. That would have been sick. They would have gotten a Defiant boost. So yeah, that thing's down for the count. The booster energy was not their friend in that situation. And now we can just go redirection and just nuke things. What are you going to send out Torkoal? Abomasnow. That's Drain Punch City over here. We can even go... We can do both these. I actually think we can get away with going after the Far Giraffe in this situation. I think you just go for the Super Fang into it and just a Drain Punch to finish it off. That should be enough to finish it off, but I don't know. Let's see. I think you still Super Fang Far Giraffe. This is a hard sell for me. Yeah, that's fine. This probably doesn't get the KO. Ally Switch, though! Oh my gosh, the degeneracy! Yo, thank you. Come again. That's a lot of damage. Big heal. You can go for a Roar Veil Blizzard. Doesn't really matter at this point. I think what we want to do now is... I think you can probably just get away with, like, low-key bulk upping for a turn and go for... Beat up would KO the Abomasnow. And what in this situation where they're going to go into, like, degenerate plays with Ally Switch, right? If they're Ally Switching, what they're doing is not attacking or doing anything weird. So if they want to Ally Switch and the Abomasnow attacks, we don't really care. But we don't want them to set Trick Room. So we want to just take out the Abomasnow with Beat Up. It'll take it out every single time, and we'll get a free bulk up out of it. Yep, and so they're going to set Trick Room here. Hopefully we KO the Abomasnow, but it looks like we're not. Unlucky. Bulk up's fine. Let's see if they have Earth Power. Psychic Fangs out. And Blizzard. We're still fine. Look how bulk we are on the special defense side. And now that we got this bulk up, we start slapping. And we're going to do the same type of thing. We're going to beat up. We're going to go into the Abomasnow slot. And we're actually going to... Yeah, I think going and beat up into that slot is fine. We actually want to double up into it in case they want to hard switch it out for something. So we want to be able to dumpster that bundle or Torkoal if they come in there. And if they protect with Abomasnow, I don't really think it matters. There's the Ally Switch. Another reason why you want to do that is because it really messes up if they go for Ally Switches. And you just take the big damage. Like, it's a lot. And you can't trick them if you're doing it. So it's neutral damage. So, like, you can go for these Blizzards, but, like, what are they getting out of this? We get a freeze. Oh, that sucks. You know, that sucks. Not unlucky. How are we going to thaw out of this? How do we care? At this point, I don't know if it's worth it to KO the Abomasnow, because at this point, we actually need to play a little bit passive. And we just need to try and thaw. They're actually making really good play by capitalizing on this. Frozen Solid, unlucky. Psychic Fangs, we don't take that L. Good play from our opponent. I like this a lot from their side. We're going to switch out into our Garg. And go for, we're going to try and Drain Punch there. And they have all the Ally Switches. So it looks like this thing has Helping Hand, Psychic Fangs, Ally Switch. I don't know if it even has Trick Room, but I think we're going to be in a good spot regardless. It'd be nice to freeze. Water Terra, Helping Hand, big damage. Terra Blast, Water Terra. Hey, good stuff. Who needs Hydro Pump? Not me. Life Orb, wow. Wow. Water Terra there. What are you doing? All right, so we can just go Mouse here. And I think we actually go Protect and force them to do something here. Because if you actually hit this slot, I get to bring in my Goldango and just go melt you. Right? Am I right here? Would I even get KO'd by that is a really good question. What if I just want like Salt Cure into this slot? And follow the mouse. No, I think you just protect the mouse. Because like they're going to go Protect and try and KO us there with the Psychic Fangs. Awesome, that's exactly what they did. And we're just going to try that again. This time we can go for the Follow Me. And then next turn we send a Goldango, drop a double Protect, and then like you might not even kill the Goldango here, and even if you do, you take a ton of damage from your Life Orb and stuff. Ooh, Terra Blast, good stuff. Terra Blast and the Ally Switch. I should have probably read that. The Ally Switch Degeneracy. Dude, this person's playing the long game out here. Citrus Berry, better late than never. So let's see what we actually want to do in this situation. I actually think that what they're probably going to do is go for like an Ally Switch again because they're caught with like Psychic Fangs doesn't work here. So they can go Helping Hand and try and KO something, or they can go Ally Switch. And so I'm just going to go for the Salt Cure into the slot. I'm going to keep them completely honest. Drop Protect. If they Ally Switch again, they Ally Switch again. But if they don't, I still think it's fine. Remember, if you're Ally Switching, you're not attacking. If you're not Helping Hand, you're not doing anything. So there's a Protect. There's a Protect. You can Psychic Fang something if you want. But let's see. Is it Trick Room? That's not right at all, because now I just underspeed your bundle, right? So what we do in this situation is, let's see. This is going to be dicey. Because Goldango has Power Gem, it has Make It Rain. Make It Rain would Oko here. I think that you can Salt Cure into the bundle slot, and I actually think you can just click Make It Rain. Yeah, that's going to be great. That was a weird looking play from that. I have no clue why they Trick Roomed. Because now they're going to lose everything. Yeah, like, bundle can be water type all at once, and we just do not care at all. And that's a scoop. That's a game ender. We're going to play one more, because that one was just really weird. But you can see how the team worked basically what we wanted to do. We would have won the game super free if they didn't get that freeze, too. So let's go. I would say this is a lot more standard. Dozo exists. We got a little bit of Mouse Ape with Volk. Volk and Flutter. So I do think that Garg can be used very well against Dozo. I think there's nothing wrong with like Garg and Mouse, but also like Garg Klefki is kind of just exactly broken. I think though Hydreigon is another thing that you could even think about using here. You can go Hydreigon and ooh, I really liked that Hydreigon tech too. Let's try the Mouse Hydreigon because we talked about that a little bit a while ago. So let's go with that, and then I think you can actually bring Klefki in the back, and it's really kind of fun. Let's try Klefki. I think Klefki's gonna be good in the back. All right, so Mouse Ape, okay? This is where that Ghost Terra, you see what I mean? Like we can just redirect him for days and he has to go for a bunch of different stuff. Let's think about what we need to do here. They're gonna go beat up, which means we can just follow me it away and focus energy, right? Yes. Cool. You can go Drain Punch in that slot if you want. Bulk up, okay? Dicey, dicey. We're getting dangerous out here. We got the crit boost. In this situation, I don't think it's a problem to go Protect. And we do not need to Terastallize yet. We do not have to do it yet. It's not probably even going to have to happen here. This Draco's going to do a lot. I don't know if it gets the KO. But we still outspeed that Annihilate as well. So we don't even have to set speed control. Draco, big damage. Oh my goodness. Let's see it. That was a Friend Guard boost. And they're going to go, oh yeah, buddy. And so they think they're so hot stuff here. And right here, they're going to be like, I need to Drain Punch. Ghost Terra, follow me. Easiest, peasiest, lemon squeeziest of my life. You don't even go up to the ape. Again, we can just avoid all of these special attack drops by just critting out. Drain Punch. Bro, see, I told you, man. These changes. Talk about these changes we're making. Volk's a good mon here. I think in this exact situation, there's nothing wrong with Follow Me and going after Ape, I don't think. Because we just... we could actually go after Volk here. Because it would open up a spot for... Well, Klefki and Garg suck, right? Let's go after... the Volk. Rage Powder's fine. I mean, I was going to go after it anyways. I was not going to let them quiver. If they quivered, they'd get big out of control, I think. You Drain Punch it again, bro. Dude, I'm not going to let you do it. At this point, you can just get away with beat upping into the Volk. And then we just have to... We do have to hit Draco. We actually don't have to. We can go for Flash Cannon there. They didn't Terra, but we don't want them to Terra Fire there. That's fine. Beat up would be 100% into that, and Flash Cannon. Hope they don't Fire Terra. I just don't want to miss a Draco. It's going to crit regardless because we have the Scope Lens plus Overheat. Oh, dude, we just soak that damage. And they're faster than our mouse. Nice. Oh, actually, that could have backfired. That could have backfired, right? Because we're faster than our mouse. Wait, why are we faster than mouse? That shouldn't be right. 142. Oh, we forgot to make this... Sorry, forgot to make that plus Big Nature. I forgot. So we almost threw there, but we're still fine. Yeah, the whole point was being faster than Hydreigon in those situations. And so right here, right, I think that this is not a great spot, so we're just going to Protect, fodder this guy, bring out Garganus, win the game. Yep, absolutely fine. You can just go for your Dazzling Gleam. No biggie. Bring out Garg Patrol. Nothing we can really do here. Can't really even hit with a lot of these guys, so you might as well just follow me and set the Salt Cure. And the next turn, just Weave and Protection, you got the game. Cool. Moonblast is fine. Doesn't get the KO because, again, got that SpEdF boost that we wouldn't normally have because, like, we're supposed to be timid, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Go for the Protects. Go for the Protects, and we got the wins. But you like the small changes I was talking about. Like, that Ghost Terra Mousehold was so important in this matchup, I think. Really, really good stuff. And at this point, like, there's nothing they can really even do. I think he would just follow me and go for a Salt Cure into it just to finish it off. So we take those wins. Hopefully, like these changes, if these EV spreads are the same one that the creator had on their team, that's awesome. If they're better, that's awesome too. If you guys have teams that you want to submit on the official team fixing submission post on Patreon, think about it, let me know. I love how in-depth everyone that submits these teams are, and I want to do my absolute best to help as many people as possible. Even the lowest tier, the $2 tier, gets access to this sort of stuff, gets access to our Discord, gets access to our tournament, as well as all the other teams and content that I post on Patreon. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you've ever even been on the fence and you're someone that watches my videos, you could watch every single video on my YouTube channel, or you could subscribe to the Patreon for 1 month, and that literally helps me out more financially than watching ads on all of my YouTube videos. That's how little YouTube pays. So think about at least checking out the Patreon, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the team, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.